All right. Hello. Today we're here. Well, I'm here with Mr. Webb, the head of school. My name's Julia Strickler. I'm the Community Council Vice President here at Fountain Valley School of Colorado. Today I've come up with a few questions that I have for Mr. Webb. So here we go. All right, Mr. Webb, what do you think about when you are alone in your car?
uh, Great question, Juliet. And I would say that more often than not, when I'm alone in my car, I end up returning phone calls,
Okay.
and I leverage that opportunity to use the hands-free device and be on the phone.
Well, of course, you
That
have to
being
stay
said,
safe.
especially being in Colorado, there's some great stretches where I do not have mobile phone coverage, which I really appreciate. And I think more often than not, I think about vision, future strategy, as it relates to the school and how to get us there. And then I also often reflect on my family. I think about my wife. I think about my daughter, and how fortunate I am to have their support and to be a part of their team. I'm very lucky in terms of I'm married well above myself. My wife is an all-star and keeps things rolling, and it's important to be appreciative of that and make sure she feels and hears that as often as possible.
Good. Nice. All right. Here we go. Another one. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I would like to be living in a mountain town,
All right.
and I would like to work in the outdoors, likely in the cycling, biking, mountain biking realm, in the warmer seasons, and I would like to work on the mountain, on the ski mountain in the colder seasons, interacting with people, introducing them to the outdoors, and igniting a love and a fire and a passion for the outdoors that I possess. That would be heaven for me, and it's something that is never too far from my mind when I'm both visiting these towns and also daydreaming occasionally in the car.
Yeah, well, I mean, here in Colorado Springs, you're not too far from great mountain towns,
That is
so
that is correct, and I'm fortunate that
possibility.
we have some nice clusters of alumni and parents and current students from these mountain towns. So
Oh,
I get to
yeah.
visit these towns,
Yes.
and which again fuels the fire and the desire to live and work in that environment.
Oh, yeah. Good. All right. Well, so everyone is allowed one movie that makes them cry like a baby. So, what's yours?
Oh man, it's a great question. I think we all know here on campus that I'm an emotional individual, and I happen to
Just
shed
a
it.
little bit. Yeah.
Try to shed a tear a little bit more regularly than not. Um, I would say that I don't have a movie in particular that comes to mind, other than I would say that I'm a sucker for movies that tell a story of real life triumph over tragedy, over heartache and difficulty, and working towards a goal. Those themes tend to get me to that point.
Yeah.
Um, I will rack my brain. I haven't in life, in particular, the last 5 years of my life, I haven't watched a whole lot of movies, and so I need to think about that, and I will circle back, hopefully with one in particular.
All right. Yeah. There have been some good movies that have come out in the past 5 years. So,
I've got some catching up to do.
yeah.
I've definitely got some catching up to do. I will say that.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you to start, find time to catch up.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, so it's about 11:27. So teach me something I don't know in the next 2 minutes.
I'll teach you something you don't know in the next 2 minutes. Okay. I would tell you that you probably don't realize that the barometric pressure in the environment can have a big impact on your overall physical health and well-being. And when that shifts, like we had a big shift last night from clear skies to now cloudy skies, you will likely feel that, whether it be in your joints, whether it be in your sinuses, or in your head. And for some people like me, it will give me headaches and my joints will get sore, and I'll know that we're shifting, we're about to get moisture. And so how our bodies react to the barometric pressure in the environment is of greater impact than you might realize, and will have a more of an impact on your mood, on your physical health and well-being, which then will also impact your energy levels. And so being attuned to Mother Nature, in particular, you grew up in the mountains, and you know when large storms are coming in.
Oh yeah.
You got to prepare in a lot of ways, but you need to also prepare physically and understand that it's going to have an adverse reaction potentially on your body.
Yeah, when it's raining, that's the time when I catch up on my movies.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cozy up. I like chai tea. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, I'm a black tea guy.
All right.
Definitely. You know, I've never had a sip of coffee in my life.
I don't drink coffee either. I
And it's
tend
for
to
no
avoid it.
right, and it's for no good reason other than I never liked coffee ice cream as a kid growing up.
It's
So
messed
therefore, I figured I wouldn't like coffee, but I do. I'm a big tea guy, and especially on a day like today, a nice hot mug of tea. I'm a
Yeah.
happy person.
Well, I lied earlier. I'm definitely a coffee person. I like tea, but coffee gets me going in the morning.
Okay, gotcha. Nice, nice.
All right. Yeah, that was 2 minutes. That was good.
How about it? Definitely.
Great. Well, that's
I've got a question for
Oh,
you.
okay.
And I would love to hear, you know, you're now 33 days away from graduation. You've been a member of our community for a few years. You've had a wonderfully positive impact on every aspect of this community. And your energy, your spirit, just your approach. It's inspiring. And I just would love to hear from you. What's a way that Fountain Valley School has impacted you?
Well, let me think for a second. So yeah, I came in as a sophomore here, and it was probably the best decision in my life that I've made so far. Let's see, just in terms of meeting new people, I think not really being afraid to embarrass myself or, put myself out there, ask questions. Fountain Valley has helped me just kind of explore more areas in my life that I hadn't in terms of music and again, like even traveling, and it's just brought me so many opportunities that if I were to stay in the tiny town of Ridgway, Colorado, a nice mountain town, but small, that I wouldn't have been able to have. So there's just a lot that I've been able to kind of see, yeah.
And one more, and that is, what are your, what would be your hopes and dreams for Fountain Valley School going forward?
Just kind of, I guess, positive attitudes, fun people,
Yeah.
getting fun people to come here. And,
Yeah.
academics are kind of hard here, but finding ways to really kind of move aside from that and understand that that's an important part, but also that we need to come together and have fun all together and
Yeah.
kind of like that's what we remember. We don't remember the horrible, 10-page paper you have to write for that one, history class or whatever. Yeah, you remember the stresses of it, but you remember the really funny, like, interactions with girls in your dorm or with teachers, in the dining hall. Like, that's what you remember ultimately. So just kind of keeping that up and, yeah, just having fun.
The joy.
Yeah.
The joy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's important to celebrate joy. And we get to choose our attitude in life in so many respects. And that's such an important part.
Definitely.
And my one final thing I want to share is I just want to say thank you. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud
Thanks.
of you. I'm proud of Sky and Vinay and Forrest and Sage. Great senior leadership this year has made for a great year. And I just want to make sure you guys all know that I really appreciate that.
Thank
And
you.
It's been wonderful working with you. So
Yeah.
thank you. Good
It's
job.
been fun. It's been really fun. It's weird that it's almost done. All right. Well, that's it for today.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Great job.
Yeah, you too.